Hello Internet, welcome back to the episode of Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen. In the last episode, we made preparations to take on the Pokemon League for our rematches, and began the said rematches by fighting Lorelei and Bruno. This time, we're heading on to the next chamber to face Agatha. This is where this rematch shit gets real. Let's do this. I am Agatha of the Elite Four. You're the child that Oak's taken under his wing, aren't you? That old Duff was once tough and handsome, but that was decades ago. He's a shadow of his former self. Now he just wants to fiddle with his Pokédex. He's wrong. Pokemon are for battling. Winter, I'll show you how a real trainer battles. Elite Four Agatha would like to battle. Leading with Gengar, level 66, Ghost Poison type, Levitate for the ability, know the moves Confuse Ray, Shadow Punch, Hypnosis, and Psychic. This is basically just a match to see if Gaster is faster and can use Psychic, because he's the master. And it's not a one-shot. Okay. That slightly complicates matters, because now if Gaster hits himself, he gets hit by Psychic and probably goes down. And she's using a full restore, so we still have to hit her twice. Awesome. So I had a dream about recording these videos, where I went through the entire Elite Four with battle animations turned off, because I had battle animations turned off while I was grinding. I had to double check between recordings to make absolutely sure that I did have them turned off. Thank God I did. Or I had them turned on. Thank God. That's what I meant. But it brings to mind, like, when the Game Grumps went for their whole triumphant return to FireRed and all that. They played the final battle with battle animations off, and it made it so awkward to watch. It was really unfortunate. Anyway, Miss Dreamus is new to her team. Level 65, Ghost type, Levitate for the ability, knowing the moves Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Psychic, and Attract. We're both male, and Pokemon doesn't let gay Pokemon exist yet, but that's fine. Shadow Ball and Psychic are the most threatening things it has on Gaster, and that goes the same for me, so I'm just gonna use Shadow Ball. I know Miss Dreamus' defense isn't too good, and we're still confused. I forgot because Gaster so easily broke through confusion twice in a row against her first Gengar. Nice job surviving that Shadow Ball, at least, and you're still confused 4 turns in a row. Gaster, come on. You're better than this, buddy. Alright, we hit with Shadow Ball. Don't quite knock out. Okay. Did get the special defense drop, though. Thunderbolt knocks out. That's alright. I wasn't expecting Gaster to live through this entire battle. Her team is pretty built, like, up against ghost types for the most part, but I don't know. I can hope. Ryan is up next for me, since he is the only other Pokemon I have with a ghost type move. I think that makes sense. We're gonna go for Hidden Power. I'll take out Miss Dreamus at least. Nice crit. Nice, almost 140 power Hidden Power Ghost. Crobat is next. Crobat is level 66, Poison Flying type, Inner Focus for the ability. Knowing the moves Confuse Ray, Shadow Ball, Air Cutter, and Sludge Bomb. Her Golbat evolved, so she learned to love Golbat after losing. Good for her. We could go for Body Slam to try to paralyze it, just to get that speed down. I think I'm just gonna go for Return for raw damage, though. I don't know what, like, getting the speed down would really do for me in this situation. Alright, Confuse Ray. Awesome. Yeah, her whole team still relies on being annoying, by the way. In case you were wondering. Come on, Ryan. Oh, I feel like whenever, like, an opponent that's controlled by the AI is using, like, a confusing move, it's always, without fail, going to, like, make your Pokemon hit themselves. And then whenever it's you using them, the AI will never once hit itself. That is always what it feels like. I've, like, statistically, like, in the game's mechanics and the code and everything, I know this is incorrect, but it feels really correct. Nice crit, by the way, Ryan. Arbok! Arguably her most annoying Pokemon now. Her poison type with Intimidate for the ability known the moves Double Team, Sludge Bomb, Earthquake, and Giga Drain. Double Team is so goddamn annoying. Why did they give it to her? She also has Giga Drain to deal with ground types, although coming from an Arbok, it's not going to be that bad. Of course, you hit yourself because I'm the one confused, not her. And of course, she's going right for fucking Double Team. The Chansey that I was grinding against in the Sevault Canyon obviously also had Minimize, which it got annoying, but like more often than not, I would hit fucking through it. Stop! Oh my god. I think evasion is like the worst mechanic in Pokemon. And the fact that it's still around to this day is so annoying, especially because they are removing moves actively from new games. Like, there are some moves that you straight up cannot use in modern Pokemon games. But no, all the evasion moves, they get to stick around. Why wouldn't they? They're not annoying at all. Even Ryan was pissed. That's why he hit twice in a row. Okay, her last Pokemon is Gengar, level 70, Ghost Poison type, Levitate for the ability, holding a Chesto Berry in case you put it to sleep. Literally, any of them could be holding a Lumberry. There's no reason for them to be holding these specific berries. Anyway, knowing the moves Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Psychic, and Thunderbolt. Hidden Power is the best I can do here. It's not going to knock out, but it should at least do good damage. Not as good of damage as I was hoping for, actually. Okay. This became scary. This Gengar has insane coverage, so... Okay. I'm gonna go for Lamp. My idea is to use Overheat for raw damage, because I do not think this can one-shot. If it could have, it would have been with Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb. Definitely not with Thunderbolt. If Overheat doesn't knock out, I don't have to worry about it, because it did. Good job, Lamp. This was the Pokemon I was by far the most scared of, because level 70 is a scary number when you're seeing it for the first time, but our team is not that much lower level than that. Come on. Oh my. You're something special, child. You win. I see what the old Duff sees in you now. I have nothing else to say. Run along now, child. Thanks, Grandma. I honestly think I'm just going to lead with Gaster again for this next battle. I guess I was going to say last, which I guess is not wrong. Alright, let's go on. Let's do this. Ah, so you've returned, Winter. I lead the Elite Four. You can call me Lance the Dragon Trainer. Okay, Lance the Dragon Trainer. You know that dragons are mythical Pokémon. They're hard to catch and raise, but their powers are superior. They're virtually indestructible. There's no being clever with them. Well, are you ready to lose? Your league challenge ends with me, Winter. I'm sorry it does that for all of these transitions. It's just the way I'm recording these. Elite Four Lance the Dragon Trainer would like to battle. Leading with Gyarados, level 68, Water Flying type, Intimidate for the ability, known the moves Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Thunder Wave, and Hyper Beam. Significantly scarier than last time, with Dragon Dance to increase its attack and speed, Earthquake to deal with any electric types you might have, Thunder Wave to slow any electric types you might have down, and Hyper Beam to just deal raw damage, which, you know, that's sort of his signature move. All of his Pokemon have Hyper Beam, so that isn't particularly scary compared to, like, the other things it has, but this is why I led with Gengar. I recommend leading with something that can outspeed it and use an electric move. Okay, Gengar grew to level 65. Good job, Gaster. Next up, Kingdra. One of his scariest Pokemon, right up next. Kingdra is level 66, Water Dragon type. Swift Swim for the ability. Know the moves Dragon Dance, Surf, Ice Beam, and Hyper Beam. I lost my place in my notes for a second. I think Psychic is just our best bet. I could go for Metronome and hope to get Outrage because I've gotten that a couple times for Metronome, but no, Thunderbolt's not going to do too much. Okay, it's going right for Dragon Dance. Honestly, against this Kingdra, Gaster is probably the best Pokemon I could use. Its Dragon Dance is effectively only increasing its speed. But Dragon Dance and Hyper Beam is a devastating combination, and I've heard horror stories about this thing. Just because of how fast it can get and how damn strong those Hyper Beams can get if it gets out of control. So I consider myself lucky to have an immunity to its only physical move. Okay, that should be the end of Kingdra. That's honestly the Pokemon of his that I was the most scared of, so I'm glad to have that out of the way early. Dragonite! Level 66, Dragon Flying type. Inner Focus for the ability. Know the moves Flamethrower, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. I don't have a really good option on Gaster against this thing. It doesn't have a setup move at least, so I'm just gonna go for Metronome. If it had a setup move, I'd do something a little more urgent. Oh, that would have been hype as fuck if that hit. Why are you using Earthquake? Are you not using, like, this generation's equivalent to Smart AI? What is happening? Scary Face is actually probably really good, and also is a move that Gaster should probably actually learn. I don't know if Gengar can learn that, but it should. 1 HP, let's go, one more Metronome! Hell yeah! Flail on 1 HP! Gaster! Flail does more damage the less HP you have. He wanted to showcase that he's the Metronome World Champion just one more time. Because the likelihood of me being able to fit in a Metronome in the final battle after this is so unlikely. He just wanted one more opportunity to prove it. Oh my god, I love Gaster so much. Oh my god, okay, we're going Ice Beam right away because this is a Dragonite. That should be the one thing you know from your last time doing this challenge. Dragonite's down. Okay. Umi grew to level 65 now. Nice. It's not 69, but still nice. Dragonite! Level 72 Dragon Flying type. Inner Focus for the ability. Holding a Persim Berry. Because... okay, this one actually makes sense. Okay. This Dragonite is known to moves Thunderbolt, Outrage, Ice Beam, and Hyper Beam. Normally, Outrage would confuse the user after 2 to 3 turns. A Persim Berry basically makes it so that does not happen. So it can use Outrage twice, and only after the second usage will it actually see any drawback from it. I still think Dragon Claw is a better option. Like, Outrage isn't that good in this generation, but still. Level 72 is no joke. Thunderbolt might knock out here from a stats like Dragonite's, and... yeah, this thing is no joke. Okay, no knockout. Nice. Will we one-shot, though? Because it is 7 levels higher, and Dragonite stats aren't bad, even if its type isn't good for this. Okay. Umi! Oh my god! The entire team is showing the fuck up for this! Oh my god! If he didn't use a full restore there... oh my god! God, I hope this recording doesn't corrupt. This is another really solid battle! Oh, I'm like traumatized by recording the fucking Trainer Tower video where the recording corrupted like 3 separate times. Oh my god. That was sick as fuck, Umi. Umi and Gaster both, like... oh my god. They want it to be known that they are still the fucking best. Oh my god. Okay. Thunderbolt, please do not get a crit. That's, like, the only way I think you could knock out, but... okay. No paralysis. Nice. Will we knock out from here? I honestly was not expecting Surf to do as much damage as it did. Okay. Dragonite's down. I need to, like, let my adrenaline, like, leave my system a little. Although adrenaline is good for recording, I guess, but also bad because I need to think, which adrenaline is not very good for. Aerodactyl's level 70, rock flying type, rock head for the ability, so it won't take recoil damage, showing the moves Aerial Ace, Ancient Power, Earthquake, and Hyper Beam. It doesn't even have any recoil moves. Going right for Hyper Beam, that'll probably take out Umi, which is unfortunate, but not necessarily unexpected. I could have gone for Surf. Why did I go for Ice Beam? Well, whatever. Umi live, bitch. We're going for Surf on the next turn. It lagged for a second because it was going for the leftovers. I deadass thought we just froze twice in a single battle, which would have been hype as fuck. Okay, Aerodactyl is down. What a great battle. Dear God, I hope this recording doesn't corrupt. Okay, Elite Four Lance is defeated. That's it. I hate to admit it, but you are a Pokemon master. I still can't believe my dragons lost to you, Winter. You are now the Pokemon League champion. I already was. Or you would have been, but you have one more challenge left. There's one more trainer to face. His name is Aiden. He beat the Elite Four before you. He is the real Pokemon League champion. That little shit took our title right from under our noses when we were out exploring the cool fucking islands. Next time on Pokemon FireRed and LeafGreen, we're gonna beat him into the ground. See you guys then.